But yeah, I was in Marja. It's like a big deal. Like people talk about it. There's a video from my company, Gunny, gives a speech. He's like, John Glenn, first Marine to orbit Earth in space. And like everyone's like, oh, that's so fucking cool. They weren't there. I was there. It was my company. And then like an hour later, we did the largest helo-borne assault since Vietnam. And it was fucking
what helo
insane.
did you come in on?
53s is what we had. The CH-53s, the Sea Stallions.
The ones that fall
I
out
knew
of
you
the
would know.
sky all
Big
the fucking
fuckers.
time.
You know what?
boys.
Transformers 1, the one you see in the middle of the desert, like
The ones with the...
No,
that's
those
46.
are the Ospreys.
That's a 40. No, Osprey scared the shit out of me. They barely fly.
I've done Blackhawks and Little Birds.
It's just a big bird.
Oh!
Yeah.
Is that the ones that look like the face?
It looks like a hind.
It looks like a
shit.
hind.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking huge. Huge, slow moving.
Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Yeah, no, it's basically that. Like we flew in, we dropped in, and like every day we were just out there moving and shooting. It was a fucking infantryman's like wet dream. Like literally operating out of like, we'd go take over a place, we'd clear out the village, and then we'd like set up a patrol base, which is code for knocking holes in walls.
24-hour OP.
24 hours, yeah, but we would just stay there. We would just make patrol bases and then just fucking shoot, move, and communicate. It was awesome until it wasn't. So
That's how combat is.
yeah. It was a lot.
It sounds so dope until it's not.
How do you feel about the Marines getting rid of tanks? And
We couldn't use them.
Yeah, over there. Yeah,
No,
we didn't.
they would have
no,
rode.
I mean not over there. I mean like because now like the Marine Corps just doesn't have tanks. Period.
I think
like they're kind of changing like how the Marines have. They're gearing up for a different type of warfare than what GWAT was for the last 20 years.
It's weird. It seems like they have a plan in place. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm not saying they have a plan in place. I'm just
Seems like
saying
they have
like
a
I
plan
feel
in
like.
place.
I feel like I've seen some people really upset that the Marines are losing tanks, but
Yeah.
on the other side, it kind of makes sense because like the whole Marine shtick is like, we're ready to be whatever you need us to be at a moment's notice. And tanks are awfully inconvenient to fucking move around quickly.
Yes.
Well, it's. I guarantee Zach can speak to this. You
Yeah.
won't have. You're dismounted a majority of the time, even especially in urban environments. Bro, we always considered the Striker a coffin. We're like, nope, get me the fuck out of that coffin. I don't want to. It can be on the main MSRs. We're dismounting. We're walking through. We're doing everything. Hey, we got a mission. How far is it? Fucking 1.2 miles. I'm like, fucking walking that bitch.
Walking.
And I would remember leading routes. I would get so nervous when I had to lead a route. First off, because you're in front, chances are you're going to be the one shot.
Yeah.
But also, I just be like, okay. And I would just count out in my head how many roads I had to pass and then take a left and straight and then take another left in my head. And then everyone would be like, Cliff, are you sure we're on the right way? I was like, yes.
Yeah.
You're getting
My
so many,
autism's just like, yes. We're good.
so many viewers have PTSD right now from what you just said.
You said MSR and my arm got a little tight. I was like, damn, I hadn't heard this language in a minute, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'd just be like, well,
You were a point man?
what? Yes. Oh, yeah.
Fuck
we do
yes,
everything,
dude. That's
man.
what I'm talking about.
We
Team
got-
wedge, squad column. Let's get out there.
Fuck.
dude, hey, man, no.
Hey, but yeah, you don't use vehicles a majority of the fucking time.
No, we had like MRAPs and stuff, and there were like Humvees on like my first tour, but we just never saw them. Afghanistan, where we were, was so far. Like we went out so far. One time, we came across this guy on my first tour. This dude who had like maybe 4 fingers on one hand, and he yelled at us. He yelled at us, and he goes, "I'm not fucking scared of you, white boy. I was killing Russians before you were born." And I was like, good to go, sir. Like, it was a fucking local. Mujahideen is what he was, dude. And like we were like, all right, dude, we're good.
I was killing Russians before you
Yeah.
were born. It's cold as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he went a little too heavy with the ammonium nitrate once or twice, but he had my respect, and I was like, good to go. We'll see you around.
Do you watch Rambo 3?
Yeah,
God.
but he was just like out on the outskirts, and like it's just crazy because it's like. When the Russians left, they literally left stuff in place. Like there was this one field we came across where there was a battalion of tanks just left, of vehicles. I don't know exactly what they were, but they were like literally just left there. And like over the years, they've been eroded by like some guy having like a plasma torch or coming across. And so you would see like sickle and hammered doors or like weird metal like put all over the place that they had taken from all the stuff that was just left there.
This is beer bong. That is a tank.
It's ours now, dude.
That is
It's ours now.
So weird.
It's weird, and they're I don't know. It's hard to even think about, but yeah. So the tanks question is one. They would erode the roads in Afghanistan because they were so small. I think the Marine Corps does better when it doesn't have all that stuff because they're supposed to be like a pioneering force. Like that's the whole idea is they go out and drop
Shock
in.
troops.
Shock troops, yeah. And the Army comes in and backfills and holds and sustains because the size and scale. The Army, like at its peak, was 1 million or something, and then the Marine Corps was like 250.
Yep.
So, and I actually have a tank story from when I was in, the barracks of 1-6 at that time, we had like we were like this, and tanks was across the way. And like every now and then we would scream out, fuck tanks. Like we would just literally scream out, fuck tanks at this whole barracks of tanks dudes. And one night we all got into the biggest fucking brawl in the middle of the quad. Just dudes being like, oh yeah, fuck 1-6. And then like doors start opening up. And then like we all met in the center at the smoke pit, like where the smoke pit was. And just, it was a fucking ordeal, just us banging each other.
Our Marine.
Just an orgy of banging each other.
Well, no, fighting. Sorry. That was later. Sorry. We were fighting. Sorry. Well, sorry.
Are Marine tankers like ridiculously fucking enormous too? I don't know what it is about like the Army. Army tankers are the biggest fucking people per capita I've ever seen in my life. It's like a clown car. Just the biggest humans ever getting out of a fucking Abrams.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. They're huge.
Fucking, I never thought about that. Shoddy, one of our buddies, man, he's one of the most,
they're huge.
Farmer boy, just farmer.
Corn-fed.
Boy, yes, corn-fed that just can just bench 315 and rep it out like
naturally,
it's
without lifting. Like
just nothing. And he's just walking around like this. He's super nice, but he get out of the tank. Like you say,
dude, the tankers are huge.
They were huge.
Like they're not like Jeff. They're just like big fucking humans. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ, holy shit. It's like a clown car every time.
They open the tank like the entire
Here's what the Army tankers is like.
Yeah, they were burly. They were all like fullback size. Like they were like they weren't made for tanks.
It looks like it's manned by Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, basically.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, why don't we just put armor on them?
It would have worked. It would have worked better. It would have worked better. It would have worked
Can we
better.
give them mechs?
I just picture pictures walking around with his armor. They're just shitty Iron Mans.
Shitty Iron Mans.
Like, we don't want to spend much money. Give him just a Glock. He'll be fine.
Dude, I watched that movie in Afghanistan when it came out. So we were there. We were at a British base. Something like, it's called like New Delhi. And Prince Harry was there. That's what everyone said. They're like, oh, that's Prince Harry. That's what they said. I don't know. They all look the same. They're not American. You know what I mean? That's true. And we like all went and we got in queue, which I didn't know what that was for the longest. I'm like, get in queue. And I was like, what do you mean, dude? And he's like, get in queue. And we got in queue, which is line. We went in the chow hall and they put in a TV that was like this big. And some like Russian dude had cam filmed Iron Man. And apparently Prince Harry came in there and we were all like, it was the greatest movie ever, but it was really surreal watching it in Afghanistan, being like, fuck, dude, I don't know how to build a robot suit. Like, we're fucked if we get captured. Like, that's Tony Stark. He barely made it, man. I'm not making it. Fuck, I better not get captured.
Hard cut. You wake up, it's like, okay.
I'm just like
I'm gonna melt some crayons.
I'm looking at like water bottles, being like, okay, like,
I'm still
they're
mad.
just full of urine.
Yeah.
Like, there's one bomb.
Dude, I can pee in any bottle. You find me a bottle, I can pee in it to this day. Running, walking, anything. It's the weirdest talent. It didn't help me get a job.
Why do you pee in bottles walking? You just turn around and walk backwards while you pee.
I'm just saying I could do it. It's called tradecraft, Nick.
Oh, all right. I mean,
You never
I just
know.
walk and pee backwards. That's what I always did on ruck marches.
Your poor friends. Just you
Fine,
turning around,
no.
just hosing them down.
I was so far behind.
You were
I'm
in the
fat.
front.
I was at the end.
You're in the front. Nick's in the front.
He's just leading the formation.
Yeah.
I was just leaving evidence. That's
Just
all.
calling cadence, left, right, left. Yeah.
Or do we follow this? Start zigzagging.
Believe it or not, I was actually fucking in shape once and good at ruck marching.
I fucking hated that. You
I was
probably
so
did.
good. I loved
Brother, you're speaking
know.
my language.
I loved it.
I would get behind some dude who's like 7'2" on a good day, and then
Fuck
like
you, Habich.
his strides like this, and I'm just like, why am I not up front? Like I should be up front, and he's in the front. It's a nightmare.
And that's the dude, Habich, again, fuck you. He was like, oh, it's not that hard. 6'6".
Yeah.
And he's like 1. And I'm like 8 strides. Like jogging strides. And he's like, why are you exhausted? I'm like, and I was a $140 at this point in my life.
You're like, I was running, motherfucker.
Yes.